to the 618. Hit that
Good
right,
morning.
profit on the high.
Juice,
Yeah.
juice.
Said that I'ma ride for my motherfucker.
How we doing?
Kimba.
Good
Most likely I'ma
morning.
Previously on KIMBA TV. Okay, so if it deviates to the outside, any of these are all valid shorts. Okay, these are all valid longs. Anytime it deviates out. Yeah, and if you remember, we wanted to hold this. We want to hold this. So, bing bong ding dong, it deviated. We talked about all the underwater longs on Monday. And so there it is. KCEX says, hey, Kimba, what do you think about shorting settlement if it reaches with regular bear div? It shouldn't. Like this should be resistance. Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't go above the previous low. So that would be bullish. Yeah, just be careful with shorts because it's going to run over some people. For me, levels haven't changed at all. So still waiting to see what the single print reaction is going to be like. If you get a bearish retest of settlement, would not. Yeah, would not. You really just want to like bearish retest this. You don't want to even come close because then you're going to get too close to value area low. Yeah, probably not. So let's clean this up. We still have the GAT. So let's go ahead and pull that. Let's lock that. This is gone. Okay, Friday SFP. Let's see what kind of back test. Okay, so Friday SFP, we can take off. Okay. Schwickety.
3 more minutes. Are you ready? RTH.
All right, let me see what you guys are asking. Yaya says, will it be best for the single print reaction to enter after market structure confirmation? Yes. And it better be RTH. If you need to, just rewatch yesterday's stream because you got to start to understand that I told you everything. And if you still have questions, you got to figure out. The problem will be that you're not extracting information as well as you should be. Give me an exact, don't say I need an update. What is the specific question you have, 21 slippage? What did I say was going to happen? What did I say was the probability? Whoops. We got to lock that bitch. Yeah, so what are some of the things that you remember we talked about yesterday in terms of SOL? Do you remember? 21 step is, didn't we broke the level which was important to hold the range so we go lower now? I don't know. You tell me. What was the level? Imagine if you can't even remember the level. Yeah. So what I would do 21 slippage is don't even like you fucked up because you didn't put stop loss. Okay. What would be much more important to do is can you man up and avoid the panic and go back to the stream last night and try to figure out what you missed. Yeah, because what might be happening is I'm literally telling you everything to do, but it's still not registering in your brain. And that would be the bigger problem. Yeah, so put your stop loss where you think is good, okay? If it gets hit, 21 slippage. All right? But try to go back and think, go and listen to everything that I said and then come back and ask me questions. All right? Because what I want you to do is focus on extracting information, understanding what I'm saying. You're still memorizing, and that's what's probably fucking you up. Remember what I always say. If I showed you, if I did this, brother, SOL, USD, okay? Inverse perpetuals. And I said, take a look at the open interest. I need you to be able to tell me where all of your bullish and bearish edges. Okay? So if we looked at this, can you tell me what you would want to do? What about this on the 4 hour? All right, so let's start there, 21 slippage. Can you tell me if it's bullish or bearish? Okay, and then start getting some levels. All right, you need to be watching here, and you need to be watching everything in between here. All right, that's your invalidation. This is the next long that we're going to take. So nothing has changed. All righty. And how many times did I tell you we're going lower? All righty. So think about all of the data that I pointed at when I said, yeah, we're probably going to go lower. When did I say the best long would be? And I told you, you're going to have to suffer over the weekend.
You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say?
All right, big dog.
He just told us to be prepared.
Bitcoin's probably going to go to like the single print or 109, 108. All right, 21 slippage. So definitely, listen to everything that I said last night. Rewind. It's still not too late. You can still get back there. You can still get caught up on last night's stream. Okay, it's still there. All right, everybody caught up? What do you think about all this? Pixel perfect. You guys good? Any questions? All right, I'm just doing a whole bunch of other shit right now on the side, but Matematicas, right, Aurum? You see how I was like, listen, this is our plan for the next 3 hours. I was handling some IRL business. But you guys seeing it? It's Pixel. It's a lower high, ain't it? Now what are we looking for? Isn't that crazy? Went a little bit higher than we wanted, but it's still a lower high. And now look, is the golden pocket going to hold? We're about to find out. If it doesn't, what's the bearish retest going to be? You see it, Aurum? Everybody good? Everybody caught up? I'm gonna continue to poke my head in, but I got a bunch of other stuff and meetings that I'm handling right now. You guys good? JV says exactly what we talked about. There you go, JV. And you see how I said, dude, we already have the plan for the next 3-4 hours. And people still be asking me, how do you have a job while you trade and stream at the same time? What do you mean? It's 15 minutes of prep. Everybody good? Everybody caught up? Yeah, you Gucci. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Everything prepared for, everything talked about, easy money, Bugatti money? Everybody good? Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to go back to doing my thing, but let me know if you guys have any questions. You good? Kay, you good? Lionel, for love, Damon, Mr. Famas, Korun, Dragon King. You guys good? Happy Friday, y'all. Math is the math and juice is the juice. Quit playing with them. You guys good? Math is math. Yeah, you see how we already kind of planned out for the rest of the day like 2 hours ago? Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I got my next meeting in about 9 minutes, so I got to dip out in about 9 minutes, but I'll be back in like another 30. Mohan says, Kimba, you're amazing. No, you're amazing, Mohan. Everything is just math. Okay? So it went through Golden Pocket. We'll see if Golden Pocket is resistance. We can't predict the future. Like Mohan, I can't predict where the high is going to be, but it still ended up being a lower high, right? So if you do get a lower high, if you can't get structure change, then you got to be looking here because it's going to lose it now. Okay? So the question now is, after it lost, we don't get bearish on penetration. We get bearish on what? So even though, I haven't been here for a little while, like this is all normal. Bounces first off of Golden Pocket. Does it make a lower high? Yes or no? If it's a yes and you lose the Golden Pocket here, this is going to be broken. It is broken. Is it going to bounce back or is it resistance? And then just like how this and this, yes or no? Does this reject? Yes or no? Does this hold? Yes or no? And depending on the answer, the probabilities increase or decrease. Seven more minutes on the 30-minute candle. You guys good? VTX Damon Shays, do you think the long is still better on Monday? Yes. Yeah, I do. But that doesn't mean that you can't get a pop over the weekend or, have a little bit of a squeeze if a bunch of shorts come in. So, keep continuing to watch the data and just do your best, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I'm always going to usually say on a Friday that a long or a short is going to be better on Monday. Korun says, I shorted the market on the news, made some money. Nice. But, it's still math, Korun. Does it make a higher high? If it can't make a higher high, then this means nothing. This is going to get nuked on. It got nuked on. Is this resistance? Or is this? Or is it this? And I want you to just think about how we anticipated and planned for this 2 hours ago before I dipped out. Just think about that. We said, watch it bounce here. Let's see if it makes a higher high or a lower high. It made a lower high. Check. Okay, let's see if this gets nuked on. Check. Now we see if this is regained as support or if this is resistance. Two hours ago. All right, so just take it level by level, step by step. Everybody good? Sure, yes. You just asked me if I thought the low was going to be on Monday, if the long is better on Monday. So it's the same, you're asking me the same question, yes. Okay, if this golden pocket is turned into support, meaning you have 2, 3 30-minute candle closes or it gets back above the 382, then it's probably not going to go lower immediately. You might want to wait until Monday. Yeah, but just think about what I'm trying to get at. I'm not making this up. Anytime that we see a bounce off of golden pocket, we see if it can make a higher high. When it doesn't make a higher high, we're always aware that this is going to break. This did break. So what do we do after? What does the book say we do after? We see if this is resistance or support. If this is resistance, then you're going to be looking at 1.25 or lower. Okay? If golden pocket is resistance, it doesn't mean that it's bearish. It just means that you have now a chance for a lower low. All right? And ask your fellow brothers and sisters. I mean, this is like classic by the book math. So a bunch of other lions should be able to help you. You don't need me to like break all this down. This is like by the book 5th grade TA. And I showed this in the morning. That's why like I want you to get caught up. I just don't know all of the stuff, like what I've shown and what we've seen together. It's taking a little bit of time to show up, but there's single prints down here. So that's what we want. All right, so just level by level. This, obviously, I'm going to allow all the way, especially because that lines up with this. So, like, I'm always going to be aware of something like this. I'm always going to be aware of something like this. I'm always going to be aware of something like this. Lux Slayer says, if everyone wants to TP or enter at the same level, it will either get front ran or it runs lower higher than most expect. Yes, so that's, you know, that's when you're starting out, right, Lux? That's what you're taught, right? So that's cute. But when you say if everyone wants to TP or enter, how do you figure that out with data? So you're not just making that shit up. Oh, I think everyone wants to TP. Oh, I think everyone wants to enter. What's the data that tells you, wow, everybody does want to enter? Right, Lux? Remember, no guessing, right? Once you understand concepts like that, now you just have to look at the data. What I don't want you to do is think, oh, everyone is wanting to TP or enter here, when you're wrong. CVD, volume, open interest, all that shit should tell you if people really want to get filled there or not, right? So those concepts are good, and it's great to learn them as a foundation, but eventually you're gonna need to be able to see if that is correct or not based off of data. And reading the data is the most important thing. Let's get it, Lux. Easy money, Bugatti money. Ka-cha! Yeah, what I don't want you to do is Lux Slayer to be like, oh, I think everyone wants to TP here. You're wrong, right? Or I think everybody wants to enter here. No, you and your friends want to enter there. Nobody else wants to enter there. You know what I mean? So just basically not fucking yourself. You know what I mean? Like not coping, not projecting. You have no idea how many times people that are in a short will make up some story like, oh, a lot of people want a long there. It's probably going to nuke. Bro, that's just your cope. The data says nothing about people wanting to long there. What do you mean people want to long there? That's how you don't get got. And being consistent with that. Yeah. Ghost SMP says, this thing is sure oversold, man. I hope you're not looking at the CVD and thinking that. Because that's, do you know what that CVD is? It's not oversold. It's overbought. Yeah. I mean, it depends on the time frame. You know, if you're scalping, then yeah, it might be oversold, but you can clearly see that you have 43 million in underwater longs, right? But yeah, if it's important, you can send a support ticket too. Yeah, but like you said, I'm sure I'll get forwarded that message, Blink John. Shamas, happy birthday, Shamas and Damon. You guys have the same birthday? Shout outs to everybody that got a birthday going on. Yeah. Congratulations on your full rotate, Shamas. Right? Full rotate? Full rotate around the sun? Woo! Solar system full rotate, bitches! Full rotate around the sun, man. Let's get it. Can I get a ka-chia? Inky. Shout out Inky. Thomas says, what are your thoughts on the revised employment numbers? Maybe emergency cut before September? I doubt it. Yeah, the thing is, though, Thomas, Jerome did talk about this in the last FOMC press conference. God, who was that? There's always that guy that asks about unemployment. And somebody asked him about what do you think or what are you going to do when the unemployment or the employment numbers and the non-farm payrolls are like blank. And obviously he said the most sort of generic answer, which is it's going to depend on data, but and he's right, it does depend on the data. And the data said what? So I don't think there's going to be an emergency rate cut. I think we're going to get rate cuts in September. Some people are going to be like, oh, we're nuking because this or that or tariffs or nuclear submarines going to Russia. But that's not really why we're pulling back. It's just math. So yeah, like even if we have an emergency rate cut before September, I don't think it would still really change anything for me. I'm still going to be looking to long altcoins. And the levels are still going to be the levels. So if anything, I'm not going to try to front run an emergency rate cut. I will maybe just try to get in a little bit more aggressively or earlier. Yeah, but I think we'll just get a normal rate cut in September. Good shit. Pixel Fuck, thank you for the 2-year resub. Let's go. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic, Pixel Fuck. We had an amazing week. Were you here for the whole week? God damn. Even today, we Pixel Fuck the math. I feel good, blessed. You guys are the best. Remember what I said yesterday? I couldn't wait until today was done because I am gonna sleep in and get caught up on sleep. It's crazy though. I'm gonna go to sleep at like midnight tonight after I go see this movie, and then I have to wake up at 5:30 tomorrow because I have an international phone call tomorrow. So I'll get to sleep in, but that means instead of sleeping 4.5 hours, I get to sleep 6 hours. But it's probably gonna feel really good. Double clap. Let's go. Mandalo, Aitor, Damon, Big God, Ninja, Hey Blade. We got Pixel in the building. We got Ludo in the building. How we doing, Lions? All right, y'all. Well, RTH is still going to have some post-hour trading. Get ready for the weekend juice, y'all. Bugatti money. Merch stuff. Biffum gifted like 1 million mugs, exclamation merch. Shout outs to Biffum. Shout outs to everybody that gifted merch. Shout outs to everybody that gifted subs and memberships over on YouTube. Shout outs to everybody that gifted Twitch subs. I had an amazing month. July was amazing. I wish we had rate cuts in July, but it's all good, man. It looks like we're going to get it in September. So let's keep our head on a swivel. You know, we've got the higher time frame, the medium time frame, the smaller time frame. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. I'm sure even some of you Lion Cubs, you guys are really starting to understand why I say what I say, right? How the most probable outcome is going to be a round trip. That it's not about being right or wrong. That you need to have good risk management. You got to be consistent. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades perfect in a row. That 10th one, you do a little bit fucked up, goofy, all your money's gone. So 9 out of 10 isn't good enough. 99 trades perfect, 1 trade bad, that's not good enough. It's got to be a consistency of excellence. All right. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Waxy Taxi, Zaha, Damon, Pally, Dekiku. Hey, exclamation Discord. Let me see if... Have a great weekend, you guys. You guys are the best. Can I get a cut? Choya?